Hey, what's up, guys? Here is episode 2 of the Jason VODcast. So the last time I was on, I was talking about my favorite Marvel movies. I gave you the 15 that I liked the best. They were not in any specific order, just my favorite 15. So, hey, today I want to take a look at my favorite Disney movies of all time. So, just some clarification, I am only dealing with Disney animated movies. I am not dealing with Pixar. So primarily every movie on my list was done through Walt Disney or Disney Studio or Disney Animated Studios. Animated something. Anyways, they're main movies. That's the point. So again, I had a hard time actually ranking them in my order from 15 all the way down to 1. So I kind of broke them up into 3 different sections. So I'm going to be starting with the my bottom 5. So I kind of laid it out as in my top 5, mid 5, and favorite 5 of all time. Although my final 5 I did put in order. So here we go. Starting at number 15 is Beauty and the Beast. It's a great show. It was the first animated film to ever be nominated for an Academy Award for Best Picture. And so it was pretty cool. I liked it. I'm going to hurry through the bottom ones. Number 14, Frozen. I do love Frozen. I love the way that the songs actually feel like you're part of a Broadway show. They're part of the story. They're not just there as a filler or background music. They're actually telling the story as it continues. And I love Olaf. I mean, he's just a cool character. I like warm hugs, so especially right now during time of isolation, I miss hugs. Number 13, The Lion King. My favorite character from The Lion King is Rafiki. I love him. I don't know why. He's the baboon. I love the way that he kind of predicts what's happening. He's the silent narrator of the story. When he hits Simba, tells him that it's in the past and it doesn't matter. I like that. Pumbaa and Timon are fun. They kind of changed forever the way that I went to the zoo with my kids. From now on, when we see meerkats and warthogs, they're not actually by their name. Instead, they're simply Pumbaa and Timon. Number 12, Snow White. It's not the most exciting of all of the animated films by Disney, but it was the first. And I kind of put it up there with Star Wars. It's amazing the special effects that Star Wars was able to do, considering that it came out in 1977. And Snow White's kind of the same thing. It was had its theatrical release in 1937, and so it's pretty remarkable what they were able to do with animation at the time. It's a classic that people still love. It's a fun one. Number 11 is The Jungle Book, and the kind of an interesting fact about The Jungle Book is this was the last film officially produced by Walt Disney. He wound up dying during the production of the film, and it's just a fun story. The relationship that builds between Mowgli and Baloo. King Louie is hilarious, and of course, it gifted us with the Bare Necessities song. It's a song that honestly, it's now going to be stuck in my head for the rest of the day. But The Jungle Book wraps up my 15 through 11. So here's 10 through 6 is Aladdin. Aladdin comes in at number 10. I have to be honest, that number 10 spot, it was difficult for me to choose kind of between Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, and Aladdin. The reason that I went with Aladdin at number 10, I think really just comes down to Robin Williams and his role as the genie. It was fun. I love the music in it. I love the lightheartedness that they have. The different scenes where they actually bring in other Disney movies when Genie's wearing the Goofy hat that you can buy at Disneyland. I don't know. So For that reason, Robin Williams helped Aladdin crack my top 10. Number 9, Lilo and Stitch. It's just a fun movie. It makes no sense. Experiment 626 being Stitch. The fact that he gets adopted by Lilo and she treats him like a dog and a friend. And Lilo and Stitch taught us what Ohana means, right? Ohana means family, and family means nobody left behind. I absolutely butchered that accent and that impersonation of Stitch, but whatever, you get it. Like, Lilo and Stitch taught us what Ohana meant. Number 8 is Big Hero 6. I like Big Hero 6. It's a fun movie. It's the kids' version. It's an animated version of a superhero movie, which it is a Marvel comic as well. I mentioned in last week's episode that, you know, because of Baymax, it taught us a new way to bump knuckles, and because of Fred, we learned that there's 8 possible ways to wear your underwear, and which I had no idea. So excuse me. So Big Hero 6 comes in at number 8. Number 7 is Wreck-It Ralph. So this is the characters of Fix-It Felix, of Ralph, Vanellope, King Candy, the battle that they have in Sugar Rush, which all of it's fun. One of the things that I really like about it is kind of the nostalgic effect of all of the different video games that I played as a kid, the way that they change the animation style depending on when the movie came out, whether it was 8-bit, 32, 64, it just kind of changed on how they did it, and that was a lot of fun. Plus it came out when my girls were young, and so we had a Wreck-It Ralph birthday party, and all of the kids got to make their own Sugar Rush mobiles, and just our backyard was covered in Skittles and M&Ms and gummy worms and everything for weeks. The dog loved it, got sick often, but Wreck-It Ralph in at number 7. Number 6, Emperor's New Groove. How can you not like Emperor's New Groove? It's a Disney animated movie that just doesn't really take anything seriously. Cusco is at basically battle against Yzma, the evil person trying to take over. But really, like, the person that makes the movie is Kronk. Kronk is absolutely hilarious. Such a good movie. That comes in at number 6. Number 5. So now we're in our top 5, and so I'm gonna go in order. This is legitimately my favorite 5 Disney movies at number of all time. So number 5 is a Goofy movie. Now, a Goofy movie is the only one on the list that wasn't done by Disney Animation Studios. It was done by Disney Movie Tunes, which is kind of like the studio that does the B-level movies. You know, it does the sequels, it doesn't do the main ones, but I really like it. I think I've always loved Goofy. He cracks me up. He's the guy that always has the best intentions but can never do anything the right way. It's the story of Max trying to prove his love to Roxanne and somehow getting onto the going and seeing Powerline, this awesome pop singer at the time that everybody wanted to go see, and somehow Max and Goofy wind up on the stage with him. It also featured Pauly Shore as Bobby, Max's friend. He had a thing for cheese in a can, and there's one scene where he makes a big old tower of cheese, and he calls it the Leaning Tower of Cheesa. Kind of growing up with Pauly Shore in the 90s, it's just funny. I like it. Number 4 is Tangled. It's the story of Rapunzel done in a different way, and it was it's a modern one, and it kind of just draws you into the story. The characters are really likable. Mandy Moore is the voice of Rapunzel. Zachary Levi as the voice of Flynn Rider. And so maybe it's that I really like Zachary Levi, huge fan of the Chuck series. But Tangled comes in at number 4. Number 3 is Tarzan. And I think the thing that I love most about Tarzan is just the music. Phil Collins, then you have NSYNC jumping in on Trashin' the Camp song. And the other thing that's really cool about the movie was the way that they decided to do the movements of Tarzan, and so they actually brought Tony Hawk in as a professional skater, and they mimicked his moves on a skateboard with the way Tarzan would move through the trees. All right, coming down to the final 2. Number 2 on my list is Robin Hood. Robin Hood came out in 1973, and to me, again, it's one of my favorites. I love watching it. I love even the opening credits, the whistle song. Super cool, absolutely love it. I love that Prince John, he's not this big nasty bad guy. Instead, he's just this mama's boy, constantly sucking his mama. It's ridiculous, but it's a good love story of Robin Hood and Maid Marian, and the antics of the Sheriff of Nottingham with Prince John, and with Little John. So that comes in at number 2 for me. And my number 1 favorite Disney animated movie of all time is The Little Mermaid. I absolutely loved Ariel. I probably still love Ariel. I don't know why, but this is the movie that I loved. In fact, when I was in high school, middle school, high school, I was at the movie theater. They had a Little Mermaid poster on the wall, and one of the employees let me take it off and keep it. I had a Little Mermaid pillowcase. Yeah, none of this is actually making me look good. I don't know why I'm telling you this, but I love The Little Mermaid. I love Scuttles, the fact that he tries to sing and that he can't. It's a lot like me. In fact, it's the one part of Kiss the Girl that I can do is that nail that part. So I have no voice. I love the song Kiss the Girl. I know every word to part of your world, right? She starts off like, look at this stuff, isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you? Right? Yeah, it's so good. I love the story. But anyways, Little Mermaid, my number 1 favorite Disney animated film. So guys, hey, I don't know where you're at with this list. I don't know what you think, if I completely killed it or if I nailed it. It's up to you. I don't really care if you agree or disagree. This is just giving me something fun to do with a little bit of my time, and hopefully create a little bit of conversation and controversy on social media. Hope you enjoyed the show. The next time we get back together, I'm going to be taking a look at the 2020 baseball season and what it should have been or could have been. So we'll take a look at a little bit of the teams, how they would have played out if baseball had gone according to plan, and we'll also go ahead and take a look at some of the plans that they have coming up, and whether or not I think it's a viable option or whether it's going to work or not. So anyways, guys, hope you're taking it easy. Hope you guys are keeping it safe, and I'll see you next time with episode 3. All right, talk to you guys later. Have a good one.